following content is based on real events that occurred in UK academia. UK professor's overseas lecture sparks export control investigation. Following a voluntary disclosure, a respected professor of advanced materials at a prominent UK university was required to meet with HM Revenue and Customs, the enforcers of UK export controls, following an overseas trip that involved the potential disclosure of sensitive data to a foreign government. The UK professor's ongoing collaboration with an overseas counterpart had spanned 6 months before they were invited to deliver a lecture at the overseas professor's university. The topic? Advanced materials, fundamental to a wide range of science and engineering disciplines, as well as the stuff of stealth aircraft and cutting-edge defence systems. When the UK-based professor was invited overseas to deliver a lecture to students and researchers, it seemed routine, an opportunity to share knowledge across continents. But it wasn't just academics in attendance. A government representative from the Overseas Science Ministry gained access to the Q&A session following the lecture and approached the UK professor for a private meeting. Whilst research specifics weren't discussed due to strict non-disclosure agreement limitations with a UK defence industry partner, the Foreign Science Ministry made their intentions clear: to replicate the UK professor's research and research facilities for themselves. The professor explained that direct replication would not be feasible, but agreed to act as a consultant to improve the Overseas Science Ministry's research facilities, accepting travel expenses and an initial retainer of £5,000 to work together. Breaching export control can have severe consequences. To facilitate safe and secure international collaboration, what could the UK professor have done to mitigate the risks? When delivering presentations and lectures overseas or online in the UK to an overseas audience, consider whether export control applies. When taking devices overseas, the information held could be subject to export control, regardless of whether it will be shared. It may be easier and safer to take a clean device if your institution provides this service. Content subject to export control can be difficult to identify and protect when devices are used both personally and professionally, and export control will need to be considered for all overseas trips, including holidays. Funding is likely subject to terms and conditions, such as alerting of other engagements or disclosure of paid work that could be deemed a conflict of interest or commitment. If accepting additional payment or expenses, consider whether they need to be declared to your institution, existing partners, or HMRC. Considerations may vary per country, so familiarise yourself with the rules and regulations for your destination. The Trusted Research Countries and Conferences Guidance provides additional advice on overseas travel. What could the UK professor have done to mitigate the risks? Know their UK institution's travel policies and processes, particularly around devices. Review contractual obligations to ensure they are fully understood. With the assistance of the Research Office, research all partners to identify any potential risks or concerning links. Get advice from the Research Office and/or professional services around export licenses, legal obligations, and due diligence. Identify reporting mechanisms in case help is needed when overseas. Research foreign laws, customs, and political circumstances prior to travelling. Need more information? Speak to your research office or professional services and visit the NPSA Trusted Research website.